Episode. Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch the Movie. I'm Mike, he's Jay, and this is a spoiler review for the badass Captain America Winter Soldier. Why are you interrupting me right now?
I'm sorry, I was just thinking that you said step aside. I was like, are we cops? RoboCop, I don't know why I popped in there.
So, yeah, Captain America Winter Soldier, it says spoiler review on it, but if you can't read, then don't watch this if you haven't seen the movie yet, because we're going to give it all away.
I was going to crack a joke, but I was going to crack a joke, but I don't want to. If you really can't read, I'm sorry.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it.
So, Captain America Winter Soldier. First off, we'll just give a quick little skitty-by review of what we thought of the movie. It was fucking badass.
Awesome, amazing.
We both give it a
Great.
9.5. Both of us.
You ain't got nothing on it.
But yeah, it's a fucking awesome, amazing. It's like a 10 out of 10 action movie. Mm-hmm. It's like a 10 out of 10 spy movie. The reason it's such a good action movie is because the action scenes are amazing. You get to see Captain America fight the way you wanted to see him fight in the first movie.
You said it right though. I mean, it really is like the Bourne Identity, except if Matt Damon was in a Captain America costume,
which makes it all that much cooler.
Extremely.
It's like the best fighting scenes of the Bourne Identity. Only it's Captain America.
It's like taking a bite out of a Dorito Extreme chip.
Matthew Damon
all the
could
flavor
probably be a pretty decent. No,
he's too old.
No,
he's too old.
Yeah, but no. Anyway, the fighting scenes were badass, amazing, top level action scenes. They're just every time the Winter Soldier popped up on screen, it was badass. All the action scenes were amazing.
It's like the first time you watched Michael Jordan in flight.
Really, it is. There's no from the first scene when he goes on the ship, the little espionage scene,
yeah.
and he's like just knocking people off the boat with his shield and fighting. You're like, oh, this is the badass Captain America I've been waiting for.
That scene right there set the tone for the entire movie.
Oh fuck yeah!
Like
it
was complete fucking awesome pandemonium in my soul.
Yes, and then the fight scenes in the streets, like they were so grounded and realistic. Even though, like, yeah, they had the scenes where they're blowing up helicarriers and shit like that, and there's some CGI and stuff in that. But the fight scenes, like Nick Fury, you get to see Nick Fury in action finally, like fighting people, and it's badass. That car that he had, that shit was funny. Now it wasn't just funny, but it was just badass. Like all the little tricks and shit that the car had. I thought he was gonna make it fly for a second there, but then there's like flight systems.
I wanted to see it fly.
Yeah, that would be badass.
But that's the power of Audi. I was just thinking, like, what if they sold that car?
That would be a great car commercial.
I know, but I guess we'd be living in a shitty future if they had fucking jet propulsion fucking engines.
But no, not only that, it was a great action movie on that level. It was a great spy movie. Most of the time, when a spy movie doesn't work, it's because it's boring and you don't care about the story. But this has so many fucking Marvel tie-ins, which we'll get to, that the tie-ins make it so interesting. Every bit of the story, even when people are just talking, there's little clues and shit about S.H.I.E.L.D., Hydra, this shit like that. You're so invested in it. You love every second of that, too. Scarlett Johansson's hotter than she's ever been. Oh my goodness gracious, man!
Down
get some cake and we're gonna eat together. But yeah, she's amazing in it. And then there's a million tie-ins. There's an awesome thing that they do with the villains, and let's just get to that point.
Well, you know what I was gonna say. I love Captain America. That's why they did him so well in this one, because they also used him where he's not just he's obviously a symbol. He's one of the pinnacle heroes in Marvel. So you're always gonna see him next to Marvel besides Spider-Man. But he's also a grounded hero. He's a street level hero. Yeah. So he deals with a lot of other shit that other superheroes don't have time for. They don't do. Like Iron Man and Thor always do like the big cosmic level shit, and he's down there on the streets getting it done, dirty style, plumber style.
I'm glad you mentioned that too, because they have the perfect level of Captain America in this. So there's one scene where the elevator fighting scene where he beats everybody else, which is badass. But then to escape, S.H.I.E.L.D. coming after him, he jumps out of the fucking elevator, and it's like you're not invincible. It's not like he has a regeneration factor like Wolverine. If he gets shot, he could die.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that. But he jumps out of this thing and he uses his shield from like several stories up, and he lands and he's like, fuck, that hurt. And that was so that right there was the perfect embodiment of how you do Captain America. Yeah. Like he can do amazing things, but he's still vulnerable.
Oh yeah.
And they played that fucking to perfection in this movie.
I love that scene though. You've probably seen it in the trailer when he's sitting there, he's like, one question before we get started. He's like, anybody want to go off? I would probably be the only guy like, yeah, I don't want to press the button. And that's the thing about Chris Evans I love about him in this. When he was first cast, I was kind of on the fence about him with Captain America in the first Avenger. I was like, I don't know. And then he did so well with that, and especially in the Avengers. But in this movie, he really comes into his own. He actually makes, like, he did great in the Avengers. He had that commanding role, but he really embodies it this time. He really is like the perfect persona of Captain America. He's not such. He's like a nice guy that you can be like behind, but he's also a guy that you can say he can kick some ass too.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why it's so great about it.
And that's what makes this the perfect sequel.
Yeah.
I mean, you had a little bit of it in the Avengers too, but you got to get through that. Okay, we set up the story. We did the World War II thing. You've played out everything now, and now you just have a badass story with a badass hero that you know, and they just knocked it out of the fucking park, man.
Right away. Mark McGuire, what the fuck? With no steroids.
No PEDs. But no, so get into the spoilers of what what happens. And it turns out when the movie starts, he's still getting acclimated to the world or whatever. He has some problems with the way Nick Fury's handling things because they sent him on this mission that ends up being a bullshit mission that they made up the whole thing. I mean, there were still hostages, but they set the whole thing up. And then he doesn't trust Black Widow, and you can tell that they're going to have some sort of relationship together. And then, as it turns out, though, Hydra is S.H.I.E.L.D., which, boom, fuck, I didn't see that shit coming.
That was awesome. I love that little tie-in that they did, because I was always wondering what happened to Hydra after the first Avenger. Like, you cut off one head and two more to replace it, and all that kind of garbage.
They meant that shit.
But, yeah, and it's like there's millions of them. But, and then you find out later, like, it's Dr. Zola, which is from Captain America the First Avenger. Especially in the comic books, he's at the fucking little box TV. They actually start doing that. He's the AI computer, and they find out that Dr. Zola, along with a lot of upper management of S.H.I.E.L.D., Robert Redford, has been orchestrating this whole Hydra takeover of S.H.I.E.L.D., and they've implanted themselves there, and they're the ones that are responsible for all this conspiracy going on. And the thing is, I loved about Captain America is Nick Fury said to him, he's like, don't trust anybody, because Nick Fury gets fucked up by the same people that Captain America is hunting, basically, at some point. And he's like, don't trust anybody. But it's still, Steve Rogers is put in such a predicament, because he's like, I want to trust the people I'm with, but I can't. And it's so hard for him to accept, because he's coming from the World War II era where everybody was up front and, it's like, hey, this is the way it is. But now he has to be like, I can't trust anybody, even Black Widow. I can't trust,
And that's the perfect tie-in to bring Falcon into the picture. Yeah. He's somebody that he can actually trust. But he's like, I want to fight, but now I don't know who to fight for.
You know what the greatest thing about I said Gray Skull.
Miss Butterfly.
You know what the greatest thing about He-Man is? That he has a sword. But no, the thing about Sam Wilson, a.k.a. the Falcon, was that I liked him a lot because, the thing about Captain America is, or Steve Rogers, is he knows that wherever he goes, like he goes to the museum of Captain America and he sees himself and all these little people, these little kids like looking at him, he's like, he knows that people are going to react to him and only want to talk to him because he's Captain America. But Sam Wilson just wants to talk to him because you're a soldier, I'm a soldier, I know what you're going through, and so there's an instant bond.
And then he can bypass the whole, I can't trust you.
Yeah.
I can trust you. They get through that.
Because he's just a soldier.
Yeah, and I also love like the storyline they did between Black Widow and Captain America. They didn't actually hook up. You kind of thought they were going to for a second, and I'd have been alright with that.
Well, you just want to see where it blows off. I did too, so it's fine. But they did talk, that you did actually for the first time, which I'm cool about, because the Avengers, they didn't show up, but you see Captain America reestablish connections with Peggy Carter. I mean, it apparently had been going on for a while. He had been seeing her, and it was really kind of like heartbreaking because she's got Alzheimer's. Yeah. And
but that scene was perfect to show what a good guy Steve Rogers
But it was like, it was, but it really brought the human element to that character, because it can be over the top crazy, but it's like he's still a human being, and it's like, you're like, fuck, I feel sorry for you.
Speaking of which, Peggy Carter, they pull out another spoiler, they pull out Sharon Carter.
Agent 13 was
First she was just his neighbor, and then she ended up being a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, and then she was Agent 13, which is Sharon Carter. Yeah. And then that ties in that whole thing, which also, again, getting into the Civil War thing, but we won't go down that whole storyline.
Yeah, that's a long time away from
Check out our other Avengers video, by the way. Will Avengers be killed off in Avengers 3? I'll put the link right there.
Shameless plug.
And there's the whole thing going on, and then like I said, Black Widow's badass in this movie. I can actually see now, after watching this movie, her having her own movie. But the whole...
I can actually see myself having sex with her.
I definitely could see that. Not you, but me.
No, me.
I'll be the dark guy in the corner.
Are you gonna be the fucking Kurt Cobain guy in the shadows? Are you gonna grow your hair out?
But I love what they did with this. They didn't try to pull the Star Trek 2 jinx on everybody. They weren't like, there's a big secret villain, but nobody knows who it is. They put forefront, they put Bucky, the Winter Soldier. Yeah. Everybody knew that was going to be the villain. But then they also threw out this whole S.H.I.E.L.D. Hydra thing, which was just badass that they did that. And it makes it... but tell me this. Robert Redford was okay. He was decent enough in his role. He didn't like floor me or anything like that. But when he revealed himself and he's standing in the room with Nick Fury and... Black Widow, I swear to God, I thought that he was going to rip off Mission Impossible style mask and be the fucking Red Skull.
That would have been awesome if he had been Red Skull.
I'd have disintegrated.
You got a boner from hell. I just run into a wall and got stuck there.
I've got to disappoint that I wanted it to. I don't know how they tie all that in. But
let's talk about Robert Redford really quick. Just really briefly. Robert Redford was okay, but it almost felt like sometimes... I love Robert Redford. He's an awesome actor, but it just sometimes felt like he phoned in some of the acting. Like, it just seemed like...
He was just kind of there.
Yeah, it was almost like you could kind of tell something was up with him because he just didn't have that suave, I guess, to pull off like, I'm your friend, but I'm not. Yeah. It's just like, it's sometimes just like...
from the trailer, he was going to be a bad guy. Yeah. I mean, you could sense it.
But so, but I don't know, everything about this movie was just fucking put together so well, besides that little tiny bit thing. But one of the coolest thing about it is that... well, I don't know if I want to jump to that point yet, but I mean, we can always jump back and forth, but the bonus credit endings.
Yeah, we always got to talk about that.
The Baron von Strucker was the bonus guy, and then of course you see Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. And because of the whole thing with Fox and X-Men and Marvel Studios, they can't call them mutants. You see the staff of Loki, they're experimenting with it. They've apparently been experimenting on people, and Baron von Strucker says we have our own superhuman kind of thing. And you see Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver now, and they're going to call them specials. I guess what I think. I mean, you had a good point. You think they're going to set them up as a superhuman army to attack Avengers?
Yeah, and I think that's what's going to happen. And then if you see in the pictures that they released of on the set of the Avengers 2, but what's confusing to me, it almost seemed in those pictures as though Ultron recruited them. So in my head, I kind of connected the Doctor Zola to being a computer, to Ultron being a computer, to they can't use Ant-Man to create him, so how are they going to do that? I don't know if they're going to have Hydra somehow be tied into Ultron, and then he uses Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver to his advantage. But either way, it looks like how they're setting up the Avengers 2 is to have, at the start of it, Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver attacking the Avengers, and then Hawkeye or whoever goes. I don't know if they bring him to the good side or what ends up happening with that. All I do want to say is that Elizabeth Olsen, in that little skirt with the black eyeshadow, yes.
How old is she?
I don't know.
Is she 18?
Well, yeah.
Okay. She was hot. Yeah, I was just making sure. I didn't want to be like, it's 16, but yeah. But I will say this one thing about the whole thing. I don't like that if it does go in that route that Ultron and Hydra, unless it was where Ultron is controlling Hydra and he's making them think it's okay. Because the thing about Ultron is Ultron was created obviously in the comics by Hank Pym, and they're going to use it it was going to be Tony Stark that creates him, that's fine. But Ultron is a self-sufficient AI. He doesn't trust or need human beings to complete anything.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll use you for what he wants, but maybe Ultron is created at first by Tony Stark. If they're going to go by the way Marvel's been going, he's created by Tony Stark to be like a preventative measure for all Avengers, and then when the superhuman army by Hydra attacks, he comes online and attacks them. Yeah. But then he becomes self-aware or something. I don't know. I don't know.
That's what I love about Marvel. They give you more answers. But then they also added more questions.
The Riddler.
They added more questions.
You know what?
I
will say what smells like fucking ass though. So
I thought you were going to say Teen Spears.
No, I was going to say smells like ass. Or Teen Spirit, whatever you want to do. Smells like ass is that I fucking hate that they can't have the X-Men at all. Yeah. Because Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch is badass because they're the son and daughter of Magneto, which ties in the X-Men, the Avengers all together. They're part of the Brotherhood, but now they got to call them specials because somehow or anher somebody copyrighted fucking the word mutant, which makes no sense.
Yeah, well, maybe I don't know. I don't. They
got but that's what it was. It was supposed to be specials. Okay, okay, I guess.
I thought we were all special. But
deep down inside.
Yeah, so I mean that's what happens with the end credit scene. Did you think Nick Fury was actually dead?
No.
I did for a second. They actually got me on that because I read somewhere that he's only going to have a quick cameo. He's not going to have a big part in Avengers 3. So I'm sitting there thinking, but they said he was going to be in Avengers 3.
Yeah.
I don't understand. It was like when Coulson died. But then again, I thought they were going to do a flashback or something. I actually thought he was dead. Well, they go into that bunker and you see him sitting there and he's like, well, I knew all along. But there for a second I was really... I'm so sorry.
You hit Juggernaut.
I'm sorry.
Nothing can stop
I was
him.
really confused about how things were going to work because Captain America was saying, no, we're not just taking down Hydra. Hydra is S.H.I.E.L.D. We're taking down the whole fucking thing.
So S.H.I.E.L.D.'s gone.
So S.H.I.E.L.D.'s gone. There's a series out. Weekly.
Well,
this is how they tell us that they're going to cancel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Captain America ordered it. Captain's orders.
Yeah, but the thing is with Nick Fury, I knew he wasn't dead because he's a super spy. Mm-hmm. And I've read enough comic books to where he always does that shit. I'm dead, and then he's not dead. He always has body doubles or something else, a backup plan. But yeah, that was a surprising thing that they killed him off that quick. They were operating on him, then all of a sudden, boom, he's dead. Right? But it made sense for this kind of movie. It was an espionage thriller, and if Nick Fury was there giving tidbits to Captain America, it wouldn't be as much as like a mystery.
And obviously, they set it up to where Captain America, I guess in Captain America 3, they'll go back to that story. He's going to go after the Winter Soldier. He's going to go after so I don't know how they're going to time that. They didn't really let you know what the villain was going to be full on in Captain America 3, but I think Avengers might help sort that out too.
I think it would be Baron von Strucker. Unless he's dealt with in Avengers 3, which I doubt because he's a standalone villain. He could be a standalone villain in Captain America. I could see the Winter Soldier and Baron von Strucker being like the main villains, and I don't think Winter Soldier has broken free in Captain America 2 at the end. He breaks free from control.
Yeah.
And that was the Hydra and S.H.I.E.L.D. are behind his whole reprogramming and keeping it on ice and all that.
Same kind of thing they're doing with Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver,
but they didn't mention Russia at all. I thought that in the comic books it was Russia that got a hold of Bucky Barnes and made him the one because he had the red star on his arm.
But I don't know. I do know that. It was badass to see Nick Fury in action for a second. His scene at the end, and then you get to see his eye. I've never seen that before. That was a pretty badass scene there. So I don't know what's going to happen with.
You mean Lawrence Fishburne?
Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I know that there's a million tie-ins. I'm sure we're forgetting some of the spoilers, but there's just some really, really badass stuff that they tie this movie into, and they did it without going over the top. I mean, they didn't have to have Hulk jumping out to save Captain America.
That would have been badass though.
That would have been cool. I would have been all right with it, but they still tied in so many things to the Marvel Universe. They answered a couple questions, but left way more questions than answers.
Well, I was telling him, there's a guy, the first villain that Captain America runs into and beats his ass is a Batriarch, and he's
Macklemore.
Yeah, he looks like Macklemore, but this guy in the comics, he's a joke. I think his name was Batriarch the Leaper, and he's like, all he does is like he uses his amazing gymnastic skills to beat your ass. Like he just jumps up. That's all he does in the comics. He jumps. He can jump really high.
Yeah.
And he always fights Deadpool, and he's like made of a joke. But they actually made him they gave him kind of an edge, and he's this French guy. So. And that's pretty funny that they added another comic book villain in there. The only thing I will say I didn't like, the only thing, I didn't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
Where the fuck was Hawkeye? Because if S.H.I.E.L.D. is, compromised, they're attacking and hunting Captain America and Black Widow and Nick Fury, or Nick Fury is supposedly dead based on what's going on in the movie. Where the fuck is Hawkeye?
I would have liked to have seen Hawkeye.
Yeah, where's Jeremy Renner?
Yeah.
Like, he's at home washing his tights. I was like, it makes no sense unless he was like another part of the world.
It's deer season.
Yeah, it's like I gotta hunt me some deer. But seriously, I just wish he'd been in it.
I could have seen that too. And the same thing that there really was no answer. I mean, that whole there's millions of lives or thousands of lives in jeopardy. Really, I mean, they didn't do the best job ever, I guess you could say, of saying, well, why aren't all the Avengers
Do you think that maybe Jeremy Renner didn't want to appear in that movie? Maybe it was his own decision because he would be like, I was in a Bourne movie. He was like, I'm not going to do that unless I'm the star.
I don't know, but man, this is some of the best action scenes I've ever seen. It was just badass to watch Captain America.
It just sucks because we know Chris Evans is leaving.
I know, and he's perfect. Man.
I know.
I mean, he just keeps
really, the more and more it goes, it's like you're getting better and better. It's like, why do you have to give up?
Yeah,
Keep boxing. I want to say one real quick. Remember he pulls his pad open? And it has Sam Wilson tries to integrate him back. He's like, just get Marvin Gaye's certain album from the 1970s, and
that's the list.
And he opens his list, and it's got Rocky, and then it says 2 ?
That was badass. I love those little touches. That's a Josh Whedon-esque touch, right?
I know. There was a pretty good amount of comedy in it too that added alleviated, because it is serious. It is in one of those serious kind of movies. It kind of gets you I'm not saying little kids couldn't enjoy it, but there are some points in it where you're like, I got to be focused on the story, and I got to involve myself. It's going to be a little edgy and gritty, and there's going to be things that are happening that I might get pissed off about at first, and then I'm going to be better about it. But they put the comedy in there to alleviate it. So
it was pretty good. So, I guess the question today is going to be, help us figure out the Avengers 2 or where the tie-ins go. Who do you think the villain's going to be in Captain America 3? How do you think they're going to tie all this into Ultron, into Scarlet Witch, and Quicksilver going into Avengers 2? What's your all's theory? Comment below. Let us know.
You know what I was going to say? Captain America 3, I think the Red Skull comes back.
I would like to see the Red Skull come back because he was badass. That guy is a perfect actor
to
play him.
Unless they're going to put him in the Avengers because he has the Cosmic Cube. Because he would be a universal villain then. But I would see him come back in Captain America 3. Wouldn't Captain America 3 be Chris Evans' last one?
Yeah.
So have him with the one last
Well,
time.
technically Avengers 3 I think would be. Because he's signed on for 6 movies. This would be his 3rd, and then,
Okay.
So we'll see what happens. Comment below. Let us know what your all's thoughts are. What do you think's going to happen? What did you give Captain America? We fucking loved it. 9.5 for both of us.
I hate it.
Till next time, guys. We'll see you with the next... Well, I mean, obviously we'll be reviewing a lot more shit until then. But
keep your shields up.
Less than a month away, we got Amazing Spider-Man 2. And then we got Guardians of the Galaxy. We got X-Men. Holy shit, the summer's just beginning. But it kicked it off with a bang. I'm Mike. He's Jay. We'll see you guys next time.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie.